Good morning. My name is Minas Pergantis, and I'm a postdoctoral researcher at the Department of Audio and Visual Arts of the Ionian University. Today, I'll be presenting our research titled User Experience Evaluation and Best Practices for Social Research Data Collection Tools, the case of iMedius FormBuilder, which was carried out as part of the iMedius research project, which is a wider project, which focuses on integrating multidisciplinary media impact assessment instruments. The research was conducted alongside Nikos Vryzas, who is also here with me, and from the Aristotle University of Thessaloniki, Xylogiannis and Symeon Papadopoulos from the Center of Research and Technology, Hellas of Thessaloniki, Andreas Giannakoulopoulos from the Ionian University, and Charalampos Dimoulas from the Aristotle University of Thessaloniki. And it was funded by the Hellenic Foundation for Research and Innovation within the framework of the Greece 2.0 National Recovery and Resilience Plan. The iMedius project explores the intersection between digital analysis and social science. At the heart of the project lies a visionary approach blending advanced digital analysis with a nuanced understanding of social sciences. Our ambition is to forge new pathways in understanding the dynamics of news dissemination and its profound impact on audiences across diverse media landscapes. iMedius is set to revolutionize the way we monitor and analyze the fast-paced world of news, leveraging cutting-edge methodologies, multidisciplinary methodologies. Now, the objective goals of the project involve innovative ways of monitoring for news impact, as well as deciphering the emotional and behavioral effects of the news. Our first objective focuses on the development of groundbreaking monitoring processes. By harnessing insights from these processes, we seek to uncover the intricate patterns of news spread and interplay between different media platforms. This initiative promises to unveil new understandings on how information travels and evolves in the digital age. iMedius also delves deep into the multifaceted effects of news on individuals, explaining how media narratives shape emotions and behaviors. Through a combination of social science techniques like cognitive surveys and controlled experiments, and some state-of-the-art technology, including attention tracking and emotion recognition, we aim to paint a comprehensive picture of news impact. This dual approach enables us to capture the nuanced ways in which news stories resonate with people, influencing their perceptions and actions. By bridging the gap between digital analytics and social research, iMedius not only seeks to understand the present media ecosystem, but also influence its future, ensuring a more informed and more empathetic global discourse, which is dearly needed. So through the course of the iMedius project, a series of social instruments are implemented and validated with emphasis on monitoring media impact and user reactions. This process involves the practical application of these instruments in real world and the validation and assessment of their performance. The social instruments I'm implementing using tailor-made digital tools, which include technologies related to attention and activity tracking. The tools are evaluated both with regard to functionality and from a user perspective, from a user experience perspective. The iMedius project develops instruments and tools that have a wide variety of applications, but focuses mainly for its pilots and for its feasibility studies on three areas of interest, which is disinformation monitoring, hate speech and media impact concerning aggressive or offensive content, and news recommendation and personalization. So the research presented today focuses on these tailor-made digital tools and one specific tool, which is called the iMedius FormBuilder. The core objective in the development of the iMedius FormBuilder was to develop a tool that enables social scientists to design and implement complex studies without requiring advanced technical knowledge or the collaboration with other more knowledgeable people in the field. The tool allows the creation of highly customizable surveys through a streamlined user interface, while at the same time supporting the easy incorporation of advanced monitoring techniques, such as attention tracking, which is an essential part of modern social research. Compared to general purpose questionnaire tools, the iMedius FormBuilder offers a simple and focused experience, specifically tailored for social scientists, and allowing them to make use of advanced features that are not readily available in general purpose tools. The tool implements the survey design process through an intuitive elements panel, which uses a flexible drag and drop interface, This type of functionality is familiar to users as it is a basic staple in many content management systems or content generation platforms. The various elements offered include form elements like input fields or checkboxes that are directly connected to the input of users, as well as layout elements that you can use to customize the look and feel of the survey. The tool also includes an integrated preview mode, which is readily available and helps with the iterative nature of survey design by allowing researchers to seamlessly verify the structure and the flow of the surveys that it's being designed. So as you design, you switch to preview mode, you see what the user would be seeing, and then you switch back and make your iteration, make your corrections and everything. Additionally, the tool provides an easy way for scientists to implement randomization, both in an element level and in a section level. Randomization is an essential feature in survey design, used to minimize order bias and to improve response validity through that. So an integral part of the iMedius FormBuilder is its implementation of attention tracking functionality, which involves both mouse tracking and eye movement tracking using the user device's camera. While mouse tracking is pretty straightforward to implement, eye tracking requires an algorithmic approach in order to estimate the gaze location and combine with user interaction data in order to have an accurate representation of where the user is looking. Attention tracking enables the extraction of useful behavioral data, which complement traditional survey responses and offer a potential source of candid data that can reflect the natural engagement with the content and help researchers identify inconsistencies between the self-reported and the candid data or explore cognitive and emotional patterns. Incorporating attention tracking while designing a survey is as easy as clicking a checkbox. It's an integrated part of the system. You decide the element that you need to track the user's attention on and then check the user attention feature, and which makes it very easy for people to implement it, even in small-scale studies, even in everyday studies. So one of the most important aspects of the iMedius FormBuilder is the analytics area of its survey, where researchers can review the submissions of the users and explore their interactions. For traditional responses from checkboxes, from closed lists, we have pie graphs and chart graphs and so on, all the standard visualizations we are used to. But in order to display the attention tracking part, we use fixation maps and heat maps. You can also control the heat maps by using two adjustable sliders, a radius slider and a blur slider. And by fine-tuning the slider, you can have an appropriate visualization that corresponds to what you're trying to identify as a result, as a finding from the specific research. So as I mentioned before, one of the main focuses of the digital tool development within the project is providing a good user experience. To ensure this, the user experience evaluation process was specifically tailored to be carried out alongside the development process of the iMedius FormBuilder tool. So this process included collected feedback from both HCI experts and from social scientists themselves. The HCI experts provided their feedback through a heuristic evaluation process, which regarded many issues like compliance with best practices, usability, accessibility standards, and so on, while the focus group method provided additional feedback from social scientists regarding their specific needs and establishing operational parameters, the scope of the tool, and how far the implementation can go, or what is prioritized, what features should be implemented first, and so on and so forth. So concerning the heuristic evaluation, a series of 12 heuristics were established on the basis of a streamlined heuristic evaluation process based on Nielsen's work. 3 experts with different backgrounds and different levels of expertise participated. Both the method of heuristic evaluation itself and the number of heuristics and experts were selected to ensure that useful feedback is received while investing a reasonable number of resources. This allows the process to be repeated multiple times throughout the development process alongside the iterative development cycle. During the initial evaluation, the process showed good results with regards to signal-to-noise ratio, application performance, intuitive semiology, and user interface indicators, while identifying some weaknesses in the field of compatibility with devices and adherence to some accessibility standards, help and documentation systems, and a free flow during the most usual tasks. Now, the strong points were a result of the development team's focus on simplicity, on intuitiveness, while the points that need improvement had a lot to do with the desktop-first approach of the tool and the fact that it's still in development, so documentation and help features are forthcoming, will be coming soon. So the second pillar of the evaluation methodology focused on stakeholder feedback and consisted of a focus group interview, which provided insight into the user behavior of social scientists while using the tool to develop their instruments. The focus group involved 6 social researchers of various levels that used the tool actively, and the discussion was guided by a series of questions. In order to make the process more efficient, a teleconference software was used, and there was no requirement for physical presence by the stakeholders. Moreover, the length of the focus group was kept slightly over 1 hour, reinforcing this effectiveness and efficiency aspect of the design. And now, the feedback from the social scientists included a positive response to low interface complexity and the available advanced functionality, while the easy-to-implement use of attention tracking was well received and identified as a comparative advantage of the specific software platform compared to general-purpose tools. Stakeholders expressed some concern regarding the camera use and how it relates to privacy, and suggested many improvements, specifically in terms of implementing collaborative development and also adding other forms of candid data collection, like more advanced activity tracking. An essential part of the presented research contribution is to demonstrate how a cost-efficient and practical user experience evaluation may be integrated into the development process from the start. And this was the case with the iMedius FormBuilder tool, which in small-scale projects and in research projects, often user evaluation is left for the ending or is ignored completely. But by keeping it cost-efficient and by keeping it cost-effective and keeping it efficient, we encourage people to use it from the start of the development, thus gaining early access to information both from experts and from stakeholders. Now, through applying this process to the iMedius FormBuilder, a series of general practices to consider when developing software tools for social and media research emerged. The importance of simplicity and a clear user interface was highlighted both by experts and by users. Moreover, the ability to bridge subjective, self-reported data with objective tracking data was underlined as a key requirement for modern social science research. It's an essential part nowadays of how we deal with social research. Finally, there were strong indications that designing research tools functionality on the basis of the specific requirements of social scientists gave them a comparative advantage compared to general purpose tools that can often be confusing, have information overload, or require more technical expertise in order to use. As the development of the iMedius FormBuilder is currently ongoing, and on the basis of the discussed findings, more additions are made into its functionality, into its features. As suggested by the focus group, a method of tracking user activity on the web is also now included. By using a browser plugin, a person participating in the survey can answer a question through browsing through the internet freely, and the plugin will log their where they went, the URLs of everything they visit, how long they stayed everywhere, and this will help researchers gain a better look inside the process during which was followed in order to answer, the questions. Usability, intuitiveness, and privacy concerns were taken very seriously while developing this additional functionality. Now, as the web tracking feature nears its completion, another iteration of UX evaluation can take place. So this time, the experts will focus on the plugins implementation into the UX flow and its own adherence to standards, while the stakeholders may provide valuable insight into its functionality, how it can be furthered even more, and how can you can use it in social research and mold it into a feature that addresses specific needs of social scientists. Overall, efficiently collecting user experience-related feedback both from experts and from users may allow the creation of user-centric, purpose-built research tools that have the potential to support modern research requirements in the general field of social studies. And this was it from me. Thank you very much for your attention.
So thank you very much, Minas, for keeping the time too. Any questions from the audience? Yes. Thank you, Minas. Very comprehensive and very thorough work that you are presenting, also far-reaching, and that's impressive. And I think it focuses, my impression was it focuses on the means for data acquisition and on the interfaces, the browser interfaces for that.
It focuses on how we can improve data acquisition through and how to make it easier for researchers to do these data acquisition projects on their own without having to rely on experts, like how to implement an easy way for people to implement their own surveys and be able to use data acquisition techniques in those surveys, to integrate them in those surveys without having expert knowledge.
So there's a number of questions, brief questions regarding that. First, are you considering how this data will be processed?
I didn't hear you, sorry.
Are you considering how these data are processed? What types of analysis, statistical analysis or neural or AI? What's your target?
So this is part of a wider project. Today I focused only on the tool, mainly on the tool and its evaluation, but the general, there are specific social instruments being developed, like questionnaires from social scientists. And then these instruments focus on three areas. One area is disinformation. One area is offensive content and how it propagates through various forms of media. And one area is news recommendations and personalization to the So there are various kinds of questionnaires being created using this tool, and these questionnaires will be applied and using all the tracking mechanisms.
What about the tools that will analyze, actually analyze? What about tools that will analyze the data?
So we have a first, the tool itself also has a first visualization implemented to it. And then, of course, the analysis itself will be carried out with different tools, either already existing or maybe some different tools also.
The second question is, how do you distinguish between different areas of interaction, thematic areas?
So
like entertainment or...
We're coming from a point of media research, of social research, but then the tool itself kind of adapts to the needs of this type of news-related or media outlet-related research. But then again, it is easily adaptable to fit other aspects of gathering user input. So the basic core of having both qualitative data, self-reported data, and quantitative tracking data, I think it's universal to many areas and many fields, scientific fields. So although we're coming from a place of mainly media use and mainly social impact of media use, that doesn't mean that the tool is restricted. It has the capability to also assist in other areas of similar research or research that uses similar instruments.
We have time for one more question. Mr. Avoulis, I think. Here.
To figure out exactly what's the focus of this, because you say the case of an iMedius FormBuilder. So you build a form, an environment, a tool that social scientists will create a form, so they collect data. Mm-hmm. And the topics, as you said, are related to content, disinformation, etc. So far, so good. And it's very interesting the way you make it easy for those people who are not programmers to build their forms. Now, when I'm really confused is, for social scientists, it's not so much of interest to them to interact with the form. It's more to collect the data and process the data. And I think that's the point of the previous question, in order to come to some conclusions related to the specific topics. So content and collection of content is the main focus, not how people interact with the form. So I fail to understand why it seems to be overloaded, this research, with the UX approaches, which is not the main focus. The main focus is social scientists collecting data, doing their research, and not so much studying interaction with the form. So help me understand this.
Yes. So there is a broader picture of the wider iMedius project, which focuses on social scientists and on the digital tools itself. And there is a more narrow aspect, which is the specific tool and how the UX evaluation process was part of the development process. So this presentation sort of is split between the two. I mean, I have to present the framework and the project and the tool's intentions, and then more specifically the user experience considerations, which are a little bit more, maybe not as grand interest, but is more of the specific focus of this talk. So I understand how it can be a little, I mean, the time is limited and I have to sort of set the stage. So yes, of course, the grander research goal of the project is it has to do with social science, has to do with results, with the analysis of the results of this service being used, pilot service and actual service with real people. So that's the broader concept of the project. But we're not there yet. This is ongoing. The specific presentation had to do with how, in order to get best results, you need tools that will help you, that will facilitate you, and how an important part in creating a tool that facilitates social scientists is looking at it from a user experience perspective, from the user experience of the person creating the form, adapting a physical social research instrument into a digital questionnaire, and how they can how we can take their considerations and their field-specific knowledge and use it to build a better tool, and use it to implement the features that are important to them, and use it to implement features that are useful in the research. So this part that I was focusing in today's talk was how we can have a cost-effective and efficient method of taking into consideration both expert user experience opinions and stakeholder needs in order to form a better tool, which of course within the framework will go on to actually collect data and actually leads to results concerning these specific areas of research.
Thank you very much.